welcome to the Golf Locker Room. Welcome to the Golf Locker Room. How y'all doing?
What's
We
good,
halfway
bro?
through the week. Halfway through the week. I'm ready.
Hump day, hump day.
All right.
Woo.
Big Sifs in the house.
I'm here.
Big Sifs in the house.
Make a clap to this.
To show
That's
our
right.
appreciation for your support.
Thank you.
Make a clap to this.
All right, Big Sif. And we have Tricia Miss Clark's Golf Life.
What up, what up, what up?
And I am MannyUp.
MannyUp.
All right. All right. Let's get right to it. Do we have anything? What's on your mind? Big Sif, what's on your mind?
Um, the hundred hole marathon for Winston-Salem State University golf team is coming up in November, so I'm actually participating. I don't know how my back will feel afterwards, but it's a worthy cause. Charles Penny, great guy, first year coach. Those monies, those donations, those contributions will go toward scholarships and equipment and things of that nature. So, 100 hole marathon. Check out my page, Chris Sifford, Facebook, and you'll see how to contribute.
All right. Let's get that up. Love it. Love it. Love it. Miss Trish, what's on your mind? All right. Maybe she has nothing on her mind. I think she's frozen. Um, Manny, what's on your mind? I like that 100 hole thing. That's for Winston Salem, right?
Right, right.
Nice, 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 nice. For their, it's not their. I guess you could call it their inaugural
Hmm.
golf season restart, a reboot with Coach Charles Penny, which
Hmm.
is so dope. Which is so dope. Yeah, let's get out and support that for sure. And when are you actually playing your 100 rounds, or have you started already?
No, actually, it's next month. For some reason, I'm thinking second weekend in November.
Okay.
It's going to start, at 7 in the morning and end probably at dusk. But the one good thing I like about, I talked to Charles today, so everybody's playing the up tees. So it's
Okay.
really a drive and pitch, putt, and get out of there. So he's got
Yeah,
it
yeah,
set up
that's
right.
nice. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. That's fun. That's nice. That's nice. Yeah, that's dope. Let's get that out.
Nice.
All right, Miss Clark's Golf Life. What's on your mind?
So I wanted to make sure that if anybody's down here in Florida and you have the opportunity to come out, we have the ladies they're going to be out at the Plantation Golf Country Club. They are going for their the LPGA Tour, Q Score Stage 2 in Venice, Florida. This weekend, October 21st through the 24th, we have 5 ladies out there. So that's Shasta Avery Hart. We have Ginger Howard, Anita, Alexis Belton, and a lot. And I'm gonna mess up her name. I always mess it up every single time. But La Caribe, she's from Texas. A sweet, sweet lady. I've met all of them, and they're wonderful. And if you're able to go out and support them, come down, support them. They're gonna be doing their thing at Plantation Golf Country Club this weekend.
And that's
That's great.
get that up. Yeah. That's second stage Q school for the
Mhm.
LPGA. Second
Yep.
stage. Yeah, that's dope. That's dope. And then we really, really need to get behind that. And don't you got a event this week?
Yes, Lord, when I tell you. So we have our big golf weekend coming up. About to kick off on Friday. Just getting everything all the finalized, but we got the scramble sold out, which is a
Mm.
great thing. And then of course the skins game, you know how our folks do. So we anticipate that to be sold out as well. But it's going to be a great time. We have again golf events, non-golf events. We have a Friday night sip and smoke at the location. Everything we did at Shingle Creek. So if you're down here in Florida, if you've ever been to Shingle Creek, you know that resort is an amazing resort as well as golf course. So everything's there. So, we don't have to worry about Ubering nowhere. We don't have to be responsible for too many folks, but it's going to be a great, great time. And then we also have the scramble on Saturday. Then we have the hip hop, old school hip hop and R&B.
Damn.
We encourage people to come out and get dressed for it. I'm a, I don't know. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what I'm gonna do. Maybe the left eye or something. I don't know. But it's gonna be a great time. And then Sunday is the Skins game. So bring your game out. It only takes one hole, and we're gonna see who the best man or lady is.
Hey Trish,
All right.
are you the lead organizer?
So this is Diamond Life Entertainment. So I'm working with Diamond Life Entertainment, and then myself, and so we're promoting the golf locker room out there. We're promoting this, and the charity is going to be Pink is Hope, and also we're going to be raising monies for Kendall Jackson. Just that's our lady, that's our ambassador. So we just want to help her out, and send some funds, just to offset that school, that education thing. So we're super excited about it. It's going to be a great time, and even if you didn't sign up for the event, come for the non-golf events. It's going to be everything.
Nice, 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 nice. Yeah, let's get that air horn going. What's on my mind? I don't know. I seen a post in I think the Black Golf Alliance, and they were talking about a show on Beyond the Fairway with Will and Greg. I want to say Jeffrey. Greg. What's the other cat's name on Beyond the Fairway? Well, whatever. It was a good show because both of them has played golf at a high level. Both of them has tried to be on tour. Um, and they just was speaking truth. It was just speaking to um, people don't know how hard it is to make that jump from college or mini tours to the pro circuit, and it's all about resources and the resources, for everything from entry fees, coaching, travel, it's just really, really expensive. And to have your mind right while you're struggling with resources to play even mini tours or play um, Q school qualifiers, it's just really expensive. And, sponsorship is tough because they don't know if you're going to make it, they're gambling
Right.
too. So, you know, and but we got something for that. We're working on something. We ain't gonna speak on it, but we have some ideas for the bridge between when you're done with your college eligibility and you're ready to go to the pros. How about mini tour, corn ferry, Symmetra? You still need major support. I'm one to not want to mix a lot of junior golf money and college money with those that wants to go professional. I like to keep those pots and fundraisers separate. I believe a lot of people, and it's not even a race thing, a lot of people don't understand that it's almost more expensive to make that jump from college to the pros.
Oh, no doubt.
You see what I'm saying?
No doubt.
Golf, you don't get drafted and get a guaranteed minimum. You know what I'm saying? It's no draft.
Yeah.
It's no draft. You're not gonna go and they're gonna call your name and you're 110th and you got a guaranteed minimum contract, even if it's 100 or 200,000, but you're at the big show. Ain't like
Right.
that. This is contract work. You go, you shoot a score. Great collegiate athletes ranked high may get a few exemptions, but even most of them probably do at least 1 year on the Corn Ferry Tour. Or if they get those exemptions, they may win a tournament, which is extremely hard and should not be expected. And then they get some exemptions. Um, Exemptions. And sometimes we fight for exemptions, and some of people on the APGA tours gotten exemptions. Hey, this is what he said, and this is I totally agree. Don't expect people who get an exemption coming off a mini tour or even a Corn Ferry tour or in between both to do extremely well. You should be very happy if they make the cut. That's like you have a number one draft pick, QB, from a huge school. They sit him. They gave him $40 million. They put him on the Cowboys or the Raiders or the Rams, and guess what he gonna do his first year? And this is all-world quarterback. He's exceeded at every level. They sit his ass for a year.
Right.
Why would we expect that someone who's never been on the big tour, the big stage, how they set up golf courses, to do well just because they got an extension? You want them to have the experience. You want them to make the cut. You want
Right.
them to push forward. So just a little. I'm sure we'll have way more conversations and shows on this because real expectations is needed if we want to support our people.
Right.
The worst thing we could do is have false expectations and then we don't support our people going on bad information. What a nightmare that is. And I think a lot of us still have a little bad information when it comes from the jump, from the college ranks to the mini tours to the actual pro tour. So just a little tidbit on that. And with that, we ain't gonna keep y'all too long. Yeah, we got some young ladies. We're trying to expand the roles of golf. Again, we have college players, non-college players, or was college players, and because they're not playing tournament golf anymore or in a hiatus or whatever, we're still trying to be effective with growing the game. And so we have some great young ladies here tonight. I'm gonna let Trish jump on and explain to us what's going on.
All right. So this evening we are bringing on Tori James and we have Maria Davis, but actually Maria got caught up on it. She had her flight was delayed, so we have Miss Aaliyah on. She is a golfer at UNLV along with Tori James. So we're gonna have them both on. They're gonna talk to us about Black Golf Babes. That's their social media IG. Platform that they have. And what they like to do is, so they started Black Golf Babes basically with the intention of promoting and supporting minority females in the game of golf. They came up in the game of golf from a young age. There was very few of them. I'm not going to tell the story. We're going to allow them to come on so they can tell the story. But we're going to have them on, and then they can share what they're trying to do with their platform and where they want to go with it.
Oh, let's go. Well, guess what? They on. Let's give them air horns. At Black Golf Babes, we have Tori James and Aaliyah. What up, though?
How are you guys?
We're doing pretty good. We got a twofer. We got a twofer tonight. That's dope. They are sharing the mic and they're sharing the camera together. That's very dope. Welcome to the Golf Locker Room. Once
Thank you
again.
for having me.
You're so welcome. We just talk, chit chat about golf, ask a few questions. So we're gonna jump right in. Trish, you want to lead off?
All right. So, Tori, we'd like you to just introduce yourself, tell us about yourself, tell us what got you into the game of golf. So both of y'all introduce yourselves and then we can go into, your Black Golf Babes.
Awesome. So I'm Tori James. I've been playing golf, since I was little. I can't even give you like an exact date, probably like 18 years. It's been a long time. And my grandma actually got me into it. I'm the only person in my family who plays golf. So that's it. That's so ironic. But yeah, I've been playing forever. I enjoy the game, love the game. And right now I'm in my last year at UNLV.
Dope.
Okay. Awesome. So, did your grandma play golf or she just got you in it?
No, she just got me into it. So it's a funny story. So I used to play competitive soccer, and I was doing a lot of other sports as well. But I almost tore my ACL while playing soccer, and my dad was like, "Okay, you're done. Like we're not pursuing this anymore." So my grandma was like, "Okay, well let's try golf." It was so random, but I tried it, and I was really good at it. Like the first lesson I had, so I just stuck with it, and the rest is history.
That's awesome.
Love it.
Awesome. And Aaliyah, what about you?
Well, I started playing golf when I was 3. You know, I had the little plastic set of golf clubs. And my dad actually got me into it. He went to the golf academy in California, and he got his degree in it. So me and my brother play golf, and it's just me, my dad, and my brother that golf. And I've also played other sports too. I played basketball, track, soccer. I did boxing for a while. I did every sport.
Okay. Well, that's awesome. That's awesome.
And she's also UNLV as well.
Yes, right here.
For sure.
Right.
Yeah, and I'm a junior, and probably gonna take my 5th years off. 2 more years left.
Okay.
Nice.
That's dope.
Yeah.
We like that.
Awesome.
What made you guys pick UNLV to go play? Are you guys from Vegas, or what made you guys pick that school?
I moved to Vegas like my freshman year of high school, and UNLV had a really good golf program, and she offered me a spot on the team, so I took it.
Hey, let's get that out.
So I'm actually from the Bay Area.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes. And I'm a transfer. So I transferred, I think it was like the end of 2019. Kind of the same situation. I was looking for somewhere to evolve in my golf game because I do have aspirations of going pro once I graduate. So I knew I wanted to play college golf. I thought it would help improve my game, which it has, and mentally as well. So I reached out to her and we talked, and I felt like it was going to be a good fit. It has been a pretty good fit so far. We get access to pretty much every course out here, so it's amazing.
That's
And yeah.
nice. That's nice.
Nice.
That's nice.
So what's your game plans once you finish school? What are you planning on doing?
Sorry, you broke up a little bit.
What are you planning on doing when you get out of school?
Going pro.
Same.
LPGA, yeah. But also Black Golf Babes, making it a business. Right now it's kind of just an Instagram page, and we do a lot of collaborations with some other people, but Maria and I really want to make it a business and grow it and make it, something really, really good. So
Now let's dive into that. So what made you and Maria actually start Golf Babes?
Black Golf
Came up with the name or thought about the idea for the IG page? Let's go right into that. How did that come about?
Okay. Wow. It's kind of a funny story. We talk about stuff all the time. Maria and I have known each other forever. We're best friends. She's also a golfer. She played for Long Beach State and was also a competitive golfer, junior golfer. So we both grew up in the golf world. And one day we just saw, have you guys heard of Golf Babes? Like just Golf Babes on Instagram?
Yeah.
Okay, so we saw that page and we were like, they don't have any like minority female golfers on this page. Like, what's going on? And then I actually reached out to them. I DM'd them like some really nice pictures. Okay, these pictures were amazing, like golf pictures. And they just liked the picture and like never responded, never like didn't do anything with it. So I told Maria, we were talking, we were like, this is ridiculous. Like, we're just gonna make our own page. Like, we're gonna do our own thing. And we didn't expect it to get as much support as it has. I mean, it's growing every day. So it's crazy. And that's pretty much the story. And we've been doing it, like, we started it not that long ago, like a few months ago. So it hasn't even been that long. Yeah. It's just to promote African, minority golfers in general. We do support, our men as well. But really, we like it to be about the ladies out there because there's not a lot of support for us out there on the course and just in general. So
No, that's true because I heard that story. So, and the Golf Locker Room has, of course, an IG page, and so when I heard this story, it made me think, and I was like, you know what? I think I've never seen any minority golfers on Golf Babes on the IG, right? So I was like, well, let me just dig. And I just went through the pages and not one. So this is not to diss the
Yeah.
girls that's on Golf Babe, because they don't
Right.
control it. 9 times out of 10, IG is a big business, and they're probably not even from this country. The person who actually make this page up, they do it to gain a grip of followers, so then they can sell whatever the fuck they want to sell. And yeah, I'm gonna cuss on this one, because once I look down and I research that particular page, and there's a few others, I didn't see one minority at all. And again,
Wow.
it's not to diss the girls that send their pictures in, because they're just golfers and want to women golfers in general don't get as much pub as they should, no matter what race or culture. So we don't want to diss them. We want them to be uplifted and be seen too. But Golf LA, we're not fucking with the Golf Babe until they put some minorities on the IG. I totally unfollowed them. Yeah, I run the IG page, so I unfollowed you, and I unfollowed 3 other people until we see minorities on the golf page, because that's unacceptable. I'm probably talking to somebody in Russia who actually runs the page. There might be a few people who run the page that's from America, but it's just big business to them, and they don't care who they see, as long as they get a gang of likes on the people they get a gang of likes on. But thank you for even noticing that. I never even really noticed that. And because you just browse through IG, we follow a gang of people follow us, so you just liking stuff. You don't know, did I like them on this one, did I like them on, I don't know. And then when I did the research, I know I didn't like a gang of people on them, because they ain't allowed on there, so fuck them. They can't get no follow. And until they put some people on there.
It's okay.
Right?
Come to Black Golf Babes.
Right.
We're
Exactly.
Back
Black Golf Babes, because Black Golf Babes want everyone to win, whether you're black or not. You're inclusive, and that's what it's really about. Big Seth. Seth's gonna have a comment for us.
Y'all got Manny pumped up, man.
Oh yeah,
Pumped up.
Enough with the nice stuff.
Yeah.
We got to put an end to shit like
we love the
that.
support.
Right.
We love
Hey,
it.
you guys look like sisters, man. You guys could pass for sisters.
Stop.
I'm serious. Yeah.
Stop.
Yeah.
Lot of
So
You were our favorite. Why'd you have to go and see that?
Right.
I'm the favorite. Well, I'm the favorite. You didn't even know who I was, and I'm the favorite. So anyway, what's that?
I know your brand.
Oh, okay.
It took us a while to figure out what that meant.
Yeah.
Yeah. We won't. I think Manny's already said it. So not apparel related, but anyway. But you guys, you're doing your thing, not without giving away the secret sauce. You guys said that you plan to turn Black Golf Babes into a business. So turning it into a business, not giving away your secret sauce, because you got biters, people looking to steal. Could you give us a little insight to what you think that you may be doing in the future?
Okay, that's gonna be kind of hard. I'll try though. Let me give you a little hint. Ball markers.
Okay.
I'm kidding.
So you guys are gonna be full fledged. When you just said, yeah.
All I'm gonna say is we're about to really make it big.
Okay.
It's about to be really, really amazing.
Okay.
Now, is it youth? Is it young women? Is it both?
It's kind of, so right now, a lot of our girls that we actually interact with who are on like this, trying to get on this Metro Tour and like college golf, and we talk to them every day pretty much to kind of like support them. They're mostly amateur golfers, like college, a few high schoolers that want to play college golf, and then we have aspiring pros, so like some Metro Tour, mini tour, like Cactus Tour events, stuff like that. Girls who play those kind of tours. But Maria and I, we do want to incorporate more of the youth as well, because Aaliyah can tell you as well, like Black girls, minority girls, young girls, they come up to us all the time, and when they see us, it makes a difference. So I do want to try and incorporate them as well. We just haven't really figured out how we're going to do that yet. We're still kind of working on it, but yeah,
Okay.
all
Nice,
ages,
nice.
all
I can
ages.
see that. Yeah, I can see that. And the thing is you have the personality to drive it. I always talk about branding, advertising and branding. You can't be afraid to, put yourself out there and speak volumes in terms of what you're selling. And I think you're the right person to do so. One other question. Uh, so being in a top tier university, how do you handle the academic part along with the golf piece?
Oh God, you asked us at the perfect timing because we just had midterms. Literally, I have a midterm tonight.
Same.
I would say, do you want to kind of give your insight, like how you handle it, or?
I just try and find a balance. Like I try and find, like I plan out my day. Like I organize it. Like I'm gonna go golf at this time. I'm gonna study doing this. I'm gonna go eat, do whatever I need to take a break. So I just kind of separate it into like little sections, and I give myself enough time to space out my studying, so I don't cram it all into one night. Stay up, be tired for workouts and practice. Because it all affects. It all affects your golfing. If you're turning in your homework late and stressed about homework, you're not going to perform well in golf because you're stressed about other things that are going on.
Seriously. And the fact that like we have, it really does come down to like how well you plan, like your entire day, because we have workouts like 6 o'clock in the morning, so we have to be there at 5:30.
Mm.
If you're going to sleep at 1 o'clock in the morning because you were up staying, studying or whatever, it's going to be an issue. And then you have school after workouts, and then usually we have practice at like 2 o'clock, and it goes like 2 to like 4 ish. But then, you stay a little bit after because we're trying to be great out here. It is like it's a full time job. It really is.
Right. And I think a lot of times, man, and I'm glad you guys said that because we'll have some young people who watch the podcast as well, but they don't. A lot of times, these young kids matriculating into a university don't understand the rigorous practice regiments that you have. Being a college football player, I understand 5 o'clock workouts, then your eight a.m. classes, then you got to go back at 12 to see the trainer to get some rehab and all. And so your day is 5 o'clock in the morning, and it doesn't end to sometimes 12, 1 o'clock in the morning. And
Yeah.
so so I appreciate you guys speaking that because parents and young people matriculating into these universities need to understand those regimens.
Right.
Definitely, definitely. It's not a game. You
Mm-mm.
fight hard to get into college, and when you sit down and you're a student athlete like you young ladies are, it's a grind.
It's a
It's
grind.
grinding
Yeah.
daily, and golf is mental. So you gotta
Yeah.
really be on it to be able to juggle all those things and have a solid game on the course and not be drained and tired. One quick question: how are your resources at UNLV? I don't want to put UNLV on the spot because I'm just glad they brought
Yeah.
you young ladies on the team and y'all doing well. So we already know they about the business. They getting our peoples some college golf, which is always great. How are the resources? Have you found? How is the support? um, you know, how have you adjusted there since you both of you guys have been golfing and being in their program?
Well, are we being brutally
Yeah.
honest? Like how honest?
Yeah, yeah,
Like
we being brutally honest.
Candid.
Okay.
Candid. This
Yeah,
is the golf
the
locker room.
support system
this is
isn't that
golf
It's
locker
not
room.
great, which I think is important for us to speak on as minority golfers on the
Gotcha.
team. We are the only two on the team, full of 12 people.
Yeah.
I would say it's not great, but that's why you just have to, it makes you mentally stronger, which will also help you. And that's my advice. Just make sure that you do what you need to do, put in the work because numbers don't lie. And just go out. You're there to play golf. You're going to deal with adversity. So don't think that everything's going to be peaches and cream because it's not. Um, and to just take it day by day. did we lose them?
No, we got you.
Oh, I was about to say. Oh, it's right here.
Google.
Oh, it's from. Okay.
I'm sorry.
Sorry about that for Alpha Watch. Millennials these days.
Right.
I'm curious a little bit here, so I always look better about it. But yeah, I would definitely say just take it day by day and keep your head up. And numbers don't lie. Go out there, execute. Period.
Shoot your number, and everyone else will be quiet.
Definitely, if it comes down
If
to
you had your,
yeah,
if
sorry.
you had your choice,
Mhm.
if you had your choice to choose a school to play golf at, you're starting from scratch, and you had choices of schools. Knowing what you know now, what kind of school would you choose, or where would you want to play? Or it doesn't matter as long as the team is good and the facilities are good, and it's going to take you to the next level. How would you go about choosing schools? Because we have young ladies and young men that are going to take your path. And some will be chosen, some will have to sell themselves. No matter what happens, we want them in college and we want them playing golf. But now that you're still in golf, but still young enough to touch bases with our youth, how would you do it again if you had a do-over? Would you just keep it the same because it just works out how it works off, or you would have a different plan?
I think I would have chosen to go to an HBCU college.
Okay.
I just feel like, well, I just feel like being around people that I feel comfortable around would have just been better on myself mentally, because I have to deal with like little racist comments from like the teammates and like just getting in our heads. Like we've had a few teammates like say some racist stuff to us. So I just feel like if I was at HBCU college, like everything would be.
You're seeing someone who looks like you.
Well, that's not really what I'm saying.
Oh, is that what you're saying?
No,
Okay.
it's just like
that's what I was feeling. That's what I was feeling. I have to see like relatable.
It's hard to explain. It's just
No,
I would
I get
feel
you.
more comfortable, I guess.
I get it.
I mean, if you see, you're able to relate to someone who has the same skin color as you. It's just facts. So I think that's what she was trying to say. For me, because for me it was more about the golf. So you kind of have to sacrifice one for the other, because let's be honest, a lot of the top schools for golf don't have really any minority golfers on the team. You know, maybe one. But so I would say if I was able to do it over again, maybe just giving myself more options. So like doing the whole reaching out to schools earlier, like way earlier, sending in tournament scores way earlier, like junior, like I'm talking like high school junior, like maybe even before that. And that way you give yourself options so that you can choose, okay, you can meet with this coach at this school and, you know, see if you actually like their personality or that person or that facility, instead of just being stuck down to like one or two schools. That doesn't really give you a lot of options. So I would say that. And also I think it's in my experience so far, I would say it's better to get along with the coach than the team. Like if you had to, because not everything's always going to be, you're not always going to have both. So I would say if you had to choose, like, okay, I don't really like the team that much, but the coach loves me, I get along with the coach, that's more important, because guess who calls the shots?
Exactly.
So I would say that's kind of like how I would go about it.
How are your facilities as far as practice facilities, access to courses, access to greens that's 12s or 13s or 11s to really practice tournament golf?
No, it's good. It's good out here.
Yeah.
That area is pretty good.
Yeah, all the
Yeah,
places
no.
are good.
Like, I mean, yeah, you have like a few that are like, okay, I don't really want to play there today, but for the most part, good golf. Good golf there. Great golf.
Okay.
Nice.
So
Love it.
I had a question. So y'all both played from a very young age. And then I just from hearing from you, there wasn't many others that looked like yourselves as you were coming up. Do you think that was hard? Did that push you even more? Does that make you want to? Is that the like the motivation to bring more in? And then, like you said just a moment ago, if you could do it differently. So the young ladies that are on your Instagram, do you share, showing their tournament scores? Do you share with them to those things that you wish you would have done? Do you share that information with them?
Yeah, I've mostly private. So I have a lot of girls who reach out to us, to Maria and I, in the DMs, and they have questions. Like I just had a mother actually, or maybe she's a grandma, and she asked me what her daughter should shoot to get into college, like what her kind of like what her scores should look like. So I kind of told her my insight and helped her out with that. And then we have a lot of young golfers, girls who reach out to us and just ask us questions about golf or just anything in general advice, and we hit them back. So I would say that's pretty much all we do as of right now. But like I said before, I really do plan on Maria and I plan on doing something more with the youth. We just haven't really figured it out yet. But yeah, maybe like a youth camp or something, or like one day doing like a thing where we all get together and play 9 holes or something. Haven't really figured it out yet, but
No, hey, you still like you said, you got midterms. Y'all figure it out. You already touching.
it's been
You
busy.
already touching people. You'd be surprised. Your platform is huge just on the humbug and the idea of how come I'm not being represented, so I'll represent my damn self. And you've
Absolutely.
touched a grip of people already. So your future is huge. And okay, so let's ask this. What should juniors, we're gonna go with girls. You have juniors and seniors in high school. Um, maybe even that's too late. So starting in the what, ninth, 10th grade, moving on. What should they realistically shoot to have some choices on the schools they would go to?
Even or under. That's what my dad always says. If
That's
you go
right.
out there and you shoot even or under, you're always going to be in the playing field. So
Nice.
I would say even or under is good. On a bad day, or difficult course, maybe 1 or 2 over. But then that next day, because usually it's like 2-day tournaments. I would say on that junior level, maybe since maybe
usually 3 days.
3 days.
Mhm.
I would say second day come back shoot even. Last day maybe you shoot under or even again. It's just all about top 10 finishes.
Right.
Top 10, then go top 5. Like it's just golf is a game of improvement, and that's what's so great about golf is that you can always improve, you can always get better, no matter like what age level or anything. So yeah, even or under is what I would go for. Bad day, difficult course, maybe like 2 over.
Okay.
Well, I started playing tournament golf the beginning of my freshman year in high school, so ninth grade, and I was shooting high 90s, like maybe hundreds, but every single year I dropped 10 strokes. So like after freshman, I was shooting 80, like 75. Then I started shooting under my senior year, and that's what gave me options. Shooting under
Yeah,
gave me a
it's a good
lot of
point.
options.
That's right. The
Yeah.
numbers don't lie. The numbers
I'm
don't
also
lie.
doing too. It took a lot to
Very
drop 10
funny.
strokes like every year. So you just got to put the work in.
Yeah, that's incredible. We're gonna give you a hand and some air horns because dropping them 10 every year is crucial and very, very hard. And I'm glad it's coming from you guys. You're in college. You guys went to
Mhm.
the junior ranks, and you tell them, hey, 72 should be your number. Give or take up, give or take down. But you want to get into the good schools or have choices, you definitely want to you definitely want to
Get those scores consistent. Yeah.
exactly,
Yeah.
definitely want to do that. Definitely,
Hmm.
definitely. So any other questions for the young ladies? Anybody?
You,
Anybody?
well, the thing is, you can't dispute numbers, man. I know we've had a lot of episodes with a lot of great people with expertise that talk about where you should be as a junior. Some people say it should be fun. Some people say it should be rigorous. Some people say you should be scratch golfer by 14. So, with those questions, do you feel as though that, young ladies, do you feel as though that you hard on yourself when you were coming through the ranks? Did you say I got to go out here and get this done, and did you put pressure on yourself, or did you just let it come natural?
I think a little bit of both. If you're talking about like junior golf versus now, definitely different mindset, definitely different player. But like I said, that's the beauty of golf. You mature a lot faster than your peers around you because golf is difficult. It makes you think, and I would say when I was a junior golfer, there was a lot of pressure I put on myself, but you also have the outside pressure as well. Like, okay, because it depends on where you want to take golf. You know what I mean? Like, I knew from freshman year of high school that I wanted to go pro. So obviously, I'm already putting that pressure on myself to get better and to make that happen for my future. But then you have some people who, just want to get to the college level. They just want to get a scholarship and have their school paid for. So I think it depends on where you want to take golf specifically. Um, but yeah, I would say now, being a college golfer and it being my last year, um, and then wanting to go pro, I would say the pressure actually isn't really there, just because I feel like I'm headed in the right direction with my game, and I have my team of coaches, etc. So I think it changes. I think pressure changes.
Nice. Oh, great insight. Great insight.
I got a question. I got a question for the ladies. So y'all are at UNLV, and so with your program, and we were talking about resources. So we have Robert Price here, and he's with Elite Minds, and so he does like mental performance of the game and everything. So does UNLV offer that type of resource at your school?
I mean,
They
we
do,
have
they
like a
do.
sports psychologist,
Yeah,
but like you
Is it
can,
as it pertains to the golf game?
yeah.
it's like all around. Like it's for
So
every
yeah,
sport.
it's
There's
like
not one
therapy.
main one for golf. So it's kind of hard for the sports therapist to really understand like how much pressure and like how much we like think on the golf course because they're not really golfers themselves. So they'll
Yeah.
never really understand.
Oh
Mm.
yeah, they don't specialize in
We're
that
gonna need you to
particular.
connect
They're
with
just
Robert
for
over
the
here.
school. They're just for the school.
Yeah, like before I transferred here, I kind of was doing my own thing. So I paid for like therapy and everything. It was all very expensive, but
Does it help?
the things you do for golf, yeah, exactly. It did help. I was speaking before I went to UNLV. I was speaking with a mental coach specifically for golf, and I've had therapy like that and regular therapy, and there's definitely a difference. So I do think it's important to have someone specific for your sport, because there's a huge difference.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's hard to understand if you
Very
never
nice.
been on the golf course playing 18 holes in a tournament.
Well, and they're not qualified for
Yeah.
it. They're just qualified to do, family therapy or life coaching skills, whatever.
I don't know, Robert. You
Very
might have to
nice.
reach
Very
out to
nice.
somebody.
Yeah, I see. I'm gonna speak on it for just a second, ladies. I mean, there's something to be said, in our profession. That's often a question. I would share that with you all. Is that a parent will always ask, well, did you play this sport or did you play that sport? I would say the blessing that I have is actually I did play college sport, but I still work obviously with athletes and have worked beautifully with a wide variety of athletes. But when you're speaking to I'm not going to go there, but I think people, if they're doing their job the right way, they should be able to do their job with you on the golf course. I mean, at whatever task, whatever field it is that you're working on. And so, fortunately for me, I have some junior golfers. Also, I have 4 kids. I have a daughter who was like kind of peeking because she was like, UNLV. Oh, they got 2. That's exactly what she said.
You can bring baby girl on. I mean,
like, oh, they got 2. She ready for sleep. Okay, but we don't have that because that's just something that's unique. And so, the beautiful thing that you mentioned, there are differences. A mental performance coach versus a traditional therapist. Fortunately for me, I have both skill sets. And so you have to know how to be able to speak through your lens, through your language, so that way we can actually maximize what it is that you're trying to accomplish. Because that mindset of a champion is huge, especially for golf. And you also mentioned that there are some other pieces that you had to experience, whether we want to call them just people who are curious and want to touch your hair and ask you questions, and who are you and how'd you get here? All of those things come along with how you play and what you have to deal with, not only from your current team, but obviously, as you know, from the girls that you play against. And so it's a big, big deal.
Right.
Mm.
Agreed.
Yeah. I'm sorry to call sports psychologist or your school's person. Y'all don't feel disqualified to be able to assist y'all the way that you would like for it to be done. So some students, obviously I work with college players who have somebody on campus all the time, because as you mentioned, if you're trying to go professional, do what professionals do. They have their own person that's able to actually dial right into what they need and really work on those mental skills to make sure that you're actually performing at your best level when pressure comes. I mean, that's the whole point.
Very nice. I think your work doesn't get enough air horns and claps. So let's give that up because it's very important. And I think you know the difference between someone who has all kind of coaches, mental included, than someone who doesn't. And golf is mental. It's tough. Sif.
I mean, even I played college football, and to Robert's point, there are some things, if I had someone in my ear, I would have handled differently during the course of a game, because emotions tend to rise, and you could be in a crucial situation, game on the line, and if you haven't trained your mind to respond to that situation per se, sometimes you do something totally out of the ordinary. You look when you watch these college football games, basketball, and you say, "Man, what in the heck was he? What is he thinking about?" And so I would be willing to bet that he probably didn't have someone in his ear, or a life coach, or a mental coach, or what have you, because that's what mental coaches and people in your ear do. They calm you during, you can tell a lot about a person in the middle of chaos. Michael Jordan, he had to have, I don't know, God might have been his mental coach, but he was able to be in a hot environment but see the game in slow motion and act accordingly. So I agree with Robert that you have to have someone in your ear for situations that may come down the road.
Okay.
Very nice. Thank you.
I have a question for the ladies. So I don't know if y'all have experienced this. I have experienced this in my adult life in like probably the last 2 years. So you go out there, you're playing golf, you're in these tournaments, and this is gonna be a little different, but it happens, or it happened to me. And a woman in the tournament, she liked my hair, and she touched my hair and petted my hair. And I felt honestly like legitimately this woman just pet me. It was like, oh, your hair. And she just went in and she touched and she petted me. And I promise you, it threw my whole rest of the game off for the rest of the time, because I'm just literally thinking, did this woman just, I felt violated. Violated. Has that ever happened to y'all? Because I see y'all have beautiful hair, y'all are beautiful young ladies, y'all are out there. I know there's people find us very unique on the course. So I just didn't know, have y'all been petted before?
Yes. a couple times.
See,
That's
it's a
fucking
thing.
crazy. That's
It's a
fucking
thing.
crazy. Have you been petted before? And I know it happens, but that's fucking crazy.
I had to ask. I had to
That's
ask.
fucking crazy.
I had to ask because I know I'm not the only one.
You know, Trish said, yes, ma'am.
You crazy.
I had
Look here.
I don't think she said that.
My good friend. Go ahead.
college, but junior golf. I had
Definitely
quite a few
junior
times.
golf. One time, oh my gosh, Maria would love to be here for this. One time, we were at a tournament, a junior tournament, the both of us, and it was predominantly like you had like whites and like Asians. We were the only two black people there, and these three girls that we actually four, and they were all Asian, and they came up to us and they were like, "Oh my gosh, are you guys sisters? Like, are you guys twins?" And Maria, I hope she doesn't kill me for this. She said, I'm very like shy. I don't really talk like that. Like if Maria was here, she'd be doing more of the talking. So she goes and she says, "No, oh my gosh, are you guys all sisters?" It was just, so we've had,
Oh my god.
That's ridiculous. Especially if you grew up here. If you grew up in the United States, that's underhanded bullshit. And you gotta call that shit out immediately because that's that talking out of your neck sly shit.
and that's more like,
Because y'all
nip
look nuts
that
for
shit in the bud immediately. Don't
And
get in
that's more
trouble.
like-
Don't listen to Uncle Manny and get in trouble. But I got a temper. But nip that shit in the bud immediately.
No, you have
Like,
to.
nah, B. You know what the F you talking about. That's why I can't.
No. And this was
Yeah.
junior golf, and this was during the junior days, and they know what they were saying. And I've had more verbal situations than more physical, which is worse. Well, it can be worse because then it affects your game. You know, they'll say comments, slick comments in the middle of the round, especially when you're playing well. They'll do stuff like that. They'll act rude towards you while on the putting green, little small stuff. I had one girl who was on the UNLV team. She just straight up came up to me and was like, "So which one of your parents is black and which one's white?" I had stuff like that. I mean, so, but it just makes you mentally, it makes you mentally stronger, tougher.
Hey,
Situations.
How would you advise these girls to handle these situations?
Nip it in the bud. Like
I know you ain't asking me. It's gonna
because
be all
if you
bad.
don't, they'll walk all over you. They'll think
All
it's okay.
bad.
It's not okay. Period.
Well, I get an opportunity to see it because these young ladies, I'm assuming have played they're at a D1 school, so I'm going there. I don't know your junior record, but I would say that you played in AJGA events and other events at that caliber.
Yes.
And as I always point out, as I just did last week with mine, just take a look around, please. Because it's all, sometimes we get mad or angry, you know how it goes. Golf is the way that it is. But I always say that just take one look around and see, does anybody look like you? Nobody looks like you? Keep that in mind because there's always circumstances. As last week, the young lady said, "I can't believe this 14-year-old is sticking with me." Oh, well, I'm sorry. It's a ball. You hit it the same. It goes in the same. I'm thinking, well, my daughter, she's new to this. That definitely was like, oh, should I? Now she's starting to doubt, right? Like you mentioned. But this is part of the process. And so, as I share with her, these are things that, that we hear, that we learn, and it allows you to start transforming in your mind and making sure that you understand this is why we do these things, so that you can have the experience and confidence from those prior experiences. And you can't work on that in the practice range on your own or with your brother or whatever. But when you go to play these events, you're actually able to see and hear it and then we can have discussions and talk about those things in a way that obviously makes good sense to her. But also, it's a way, and there's you all know this. I mean, she's young, so she just now is in the ninth grade, so she hasn't even had as I share with her, a high school opportunity yet. And this summer, she was playing in an event. She was tied with a girl who plays now college golf. So she's a senior. My daughter was in the eighth grade, essentially. And on the 18th hole of the 2 days, the second day, the girl said, "Do you know that we're tied right now?" Like, my daughter had no idea. She didn't know what to do with that.
Oh.
They always say that.
Right.
You say,
And she didn't know.
and just keep going.
Did it
Just
throw
keep
her off?
playing.
I
She didn't
remember
know where she stood.
I remember a time I was in about fourth place before, like, after the first day. I was going to the second day, it was the last day, and I was already 5 under into the 13th hole. And the girl looked up the score on her phone. She was like, if you make this birdie, you're going to be in first place, right? And then, of course, I got in my head. I still made it.
That's right.
But she got in my head, and I had to back up for a second, like, whoa, like, why would she tell me that? And she was trying to get into my head.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I've had a few situations like that.
It's
And
crazy.
you have to
man.
have those experiences because as you had that experience, you needed that, and it changes how you play. But it also, fortunately for me, I asked her because we just had a recent circumstance where she was tied on the 17th hole. I knew this, but she doesn't. She's not.
Right.
That's not her style. My son, I asked afterwards. I said, my son, he was in the car. He played in the event as well. I said, well, do you all who wants to know where you stand? And my son was like, please tell me. I'm thinking, oh yeah, he wants to know. But my daughter was like, I don't want to know. Don't tell me. And because she doesn't use a phone on those events, that you have to use your phone for all of that information. So she doesn't want to do that. She just wants to continue to play and play and play.
Wow.
And that's just a personality, So, and I walk through that with my clients as well. Like, depending on who you are and how you operate, what then do you do when you do know where you stand? What do you do? How do you go from there? And to continue to keep the mind in the right space to accomplish what you're trying to accomplish. I'm glad you made that birdie putt too, by the way.
That's how you do it. That's how you win. Let's give your some air horns for that.
Hey, but Robert, you can help with this as well. Young ladies, do you find yourself, or do you know of any other young ladies who look like you, code switch? And what I mean by that is when you're in a different environment, we could be sitting here listening to Tupac, and next thing you know, we go into the other room, and it's a lot of white people. They're playing Lawrence Welk, and then we start talking like we're Lawrence Welk. Do you find other people that code switch, people that look like you that code switch? And Robert, could you also help with the conversation in terms of, is code switching sometimes good? I don't code switch.
Do you want us to answer?
Yes.
Okay. So like I said, I'm from Orinda, California, which if you visit, it's very suburban. It's predominantly white, country club people. So I always kind of had to deal with those kind of people because there are different types of white people, just gonna be honest. So I would say in the beginning, during my high school days, I did do a little bit of code switching. I was also young, so you kind of have to like find yourself and get comfortable in your own skin, in your own hair, everything. I would say now I don't code switch, but I think it depends on also the type of situation you're in.
Right.
You can't really, like the way I talk to Aaliyah sometimes, I'm not going to talk to I don't know,
Like one of our team
or like the coach, the UNLV women's coach. I'm not going to talk to her like how I talk to Aaliyah. That's just never going to happen. If you're like, even like with this podcast, like I'm very like free, I'm talking, whatever. We've been on other podcasts that aren't like this podcast. I'm not really talking like how I'm talking now in that kind of situation. So I think it just depends, and that's just the way it is. Unfortunately, that's just the way I think it's always been, and how it kind of has to be, because people do make an opinion on you based off just your skin color, and then on top of that, if you're out talking a certain way that they don't particularly care for,
It's true.
stereotypes. It just
Read the
adds
room.
on stuff. You just have to play the game.
That's tough.
The
Right.
game.
Right.
And
Yeah.
then be savvy with it. And then just, get what you want.
Shoot low numbers. You'll be able to
That's right.
talk
That's
Say what you
how the
want.
hell you want. Be under par, and trust me, you can talk how the fuck you want. I'm just gonna say that.
You can.
That's just the truth. It's just the truth. Be under par, and people will be trying to talk like you to get you on their team. That's how you do it.
Mhm.
That's how you flip that.
You're still
Robert.
Big Robert. Give them,
Wow.
give them better advice than me, because I'll be cuss everybody out. I just can't help it.
Hey, but Robert,
I
the
think-
same question as it relates to golf. Yeah.
It's a great question. This is
That's tough. It's tough.
because I guess I'm trying to think about the best way to frame it, but I guess this is part of it. I'll just give you an example. So we drove to a tournament, and this was this past. You know how you drive, but you don't know one day from the next. It's Saturday, but we had to drive a ways, and we drove through cotton fields, literally. I'm not making this up. Okay, so I already know where I'm going. We're in Georgia, by the
Oh
way.
no.
Oh, no.
So we're driving, we're having these conversations, and it's a good conversation with my two kids that are there. And we get to the country club. Okay, we're playing an event, and I said, how can I help my kid? I'm always trying to figure out how to help them see things.
Yeah.
And so I sent my son into the clubhouse. He's 12. He had no idea. But I sent him in there. I said, go in there, let them know, hey, we're here. We want to kind of take a look at the golf course. We've never been there before. We're playing that day. And just say, what do we need to get a cart, So he's like, oh, yeah, okay. He runs in there. And he comes out, and he's like, they asked, is my parent here?
Yeah.
And so I went in there, and the guy was like, oh, are you with him? Kind of like, are you with him? Come on, there's nobody else out here that looks like us.
Right.
But my son, I just wanted him to kind of experience that. So what I share that story is because there is a way to conduct ourselves in different places. I mean, that's just hands down the truth. In a country club, we take our golf inside. We do that. That's part of the rules of that particular place. Now, we also don't go to the golf course, although we see it from the other people play golf like this in a tournament. We don't do that. Not us. Because if we do that, but they do that, that makes it okay for them, but not for us. It changes how they see us. So you have to have those conversations with them and to get them to understand, like, there is a way to conduct yourself. And ultimately, at the end of the day, it's a godly way. And that's just how we operate. And so, once we were there in that environment, once the people started to see us, they were asking questions. Oh, you've never been? No, I've never been here before. That's why we're out here trying to figure it out. And the questions, the things that people ask or how they ask them of you is very unique. And so I always let my kids know that there's a way to behave. And I think you ladies understand that. Like, say if I played football with in college, and you get a wide variety of people in the locker room, and people ask you all kinds of questions because you are an athlete, you're also one of their brothers in arms as far as the sport is concerned. And so they ask you those questions because they're curious. And so I do think that we are ambassadors of our culture, of who we are. And we need to uphold that everywhere we go, because again, what I'm reminding my daughter is, you are the only one here today out of 2 girls. So that means that they're looking to you as the example. It's not fair, but that's the case. And so how do you want to leave it? You know, do you want to leave it in 16th place? That's cool. I mean, you know how those events are. It's tough. And so, do you want to leave it in 30th place? And then they're like, oh, see how she get in? Was it an exemption? You know, she must have, they needed one. So this is part of the process. But I do think there's a way to speak everywhere we go. I think in golf specifically, there's so much that we have to keep in mind because of the sport itself, the place in which it was, and all of those things. And it's a tough one. It's a tough one, especially over here, not on the Mountain West Conference. You know, we in the Southeastern Conference. It's different. It's a little different.
It's all over for sure.
Yeah. So there's some of that. It's tough. And I admire those of us who are trailblazers. It's very unique to see two of you all on the same team together to be able to support one another. So that's a beautiful thing. So
that's beautiful.
Yeah. She was so happy when I came. She was like,
story. Like,
oh god.
So I was there, you know, by myself, and
you know there were other people.
Yeah, but you know, so they all knew that Tori was coming, like in the next semester, and one of our teammates came up to me and they were like, "Oh, I bet you're happy she was coming," and that's just the story. That's how it ended.
Damn, that's racist as hell.
Yeah.
It's racist.
There's no defending that.
That's
A lot of it is fear. A lot of it is fear.
I'm mixed. And a mixed girl is coming. I'm
goodness.
Hey, but the thing is, man, they have no idea sometimes what they say. I mean, seriously, they've said it freely for so long. That's just the way it is. And so, and not to, and I'm 50, so code switching for me is gone. I'm this way all the time. Now, here's the thing: I'm fair. So if the white dude wrong, he wrong. If the black dude wrong, he wrong. I'm fair, but I'm not gonna scratch if it don't itch. I ain't gonna laugh at it if it ain't funny. And so, with that attitude, for me, I get more white people engaged in saying, "Well, Chris, what do we need to do?" Because I think it's that reverse fear. I think they scared of that Negro. That Negro, man, he big Negro too, and he says what he wants to say. So I think it's more so they know that I'm fair. I treat their kids, you know, like I would treat my child, and so I think they're more engaging with me because I'm fair. But I'm gonna call a spade a spade. I ain't gonna scratch if it ain't itching, and I ain't gonna laugh if it ain't funny.
Well, but I have a question. So if you're we're out there and we feel like we have to be a certain way on these certain courses, so we're acting out of our norm. So would we play even better if we felt like we could just be our norm? You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that, I just wonder that because, like, for me, for instance, I'm down here in Florida. I love playing my music. I will respect the person on the card and ask, do they mind if I play my music? But for me, again, so I'm not gonna sit there and act a certain way just because I feel like I deserve to be on this course just like anybody else. I don't think because I'm black that I shouldn't be able to be on the course. So, but there are times that you are at country clubs, some really nice places, and it's like you do feel like they're looking at you. One, especially for us women, they look at us. Oh Lord, they're slow. Oh Lord, they're black. Oh goodness, this, and they don't know. We out there, we can get it, and we can play, and we moving. But that's what they already see of us. And so you have that pressure sometimes when you go and play. So I just sometimes just wonder, like, if we could just go out there and just be however we want to be, would our game be even better? Because it's just that little bit of pressure on you.
I feel like it would. When I'm with my brother, we just golf and I feel very comfortable and I end up shooting really good. But like when I'm around, like let's say I go golf with like two of my teammates besides Tori, I'm all uptight. Like they ask me specific questions I don't really want to talk about. Like they're just like, I don't know. It always seems like they're trying to get under my skin. So it's never comfortable for me, and I end up getting it. Like tenses up my golf swing.
Yeah.
On purpose. On
Yeah,
purpose.
yeah, I mean, I would
And
say
you know,
I might get in there on that one too, Trish, because if the reality of it is what she just said,
Mhm.
that extra stress provides a little more tension.
Mhm.
And if you have tension in your hands, shoulders, wherever, they know this. They shaking. They thinking like, yeah, a little more tension on your butts, you
It's
pull
a
it, push
flex.
it. Yes, it's coming.
Yeah.
The push pull is happening, and to be able to free yourself up from those things. That's the work I do. Right. So that's the beautiful thing is how do you do that in the
Yeah.
spaces that you find yourself.
Yeah.
And so I would say, Aaliyah, we have to find a way to free you up because if you can't be free like you're playing with your brother. What's his name?
Rashawn, he plays at Southern Utah University.
Okay.
There you go.
So
So
fun.
every once in a while, what I would do, and this is a free tip. You can take it, you can leave it, you can do what you want. But I would write your brother's name in your scorecard book. In your book, write it down. Maybe a little joke he may share with you, or a little razz he does with you. Just put it in there, and you'll flip through and you'll see it when you need it. You'll be like,
Right.
oh, yes.
Yeah, no, it helps.
I did need it. I've come off 2 bogeys. Boom, there his name is, and a little story. That's just a little mental fear to just remind you of who you are, and allow you to be as free as you can doing what you need to be able to do. Because if you can't do that, then that's what happens, right? We get a little tense, and tenseness in our swing is no good ever. And so we have to be able to work with that pressure, because that's a different kind of pressure. People might not be able to communicate that very well, but you just communicated that very clearly, and people have a hard time even saying that.
Yeah.
What people say or what people do or how I have to be,
Mhm.
that tenses me up. It does. We got to get that.
Yeah.
We have to free that up, whether it's through some breathing exercises. But I think putting your brother's name, you mentioned him, that's a place of freedom. And so, anything that you can do that kind of reminds you of that freedom space, that's what we do. And so you write it in your book. That's the best place. If you want to write it on your glove, you can do that. Wherever you need it, pull it out of, you know what I mean? Those are the things that I would share if you were with me. But you're not, but you are, because you're on here with family. So take that free one and do with it as you so choose.
And I'm definitely going to do that because that's a really good idea.
Yeah, I also, like, for anyone listening, like, I have a picture of my dad and I. So because I'm a visualist, so like I tried the writing on the hand and like writing in my notebook, it just didn't really work for me. I needed like an actual physical picture, and I'm not even like what you just said is so true. Like my last 2 qualifying rounds, or like even whenever I'm out there competing, I'll just look at the picture. Like if I'm like nervous over a shot where there's like water on the left-hand side, and I literally just looked at the picture and I breathed. And I like had like a 6-footer.
Right. What water is on the left hand side though, Tori? You saw water? You saw water on the left hand side? What water?
One of the
I'm
holes.
just messing with you. I'm messing with you. What water?
Well,
What water?
who I was playing with hit in the water, and I was the only
What
one.
she did, she just hit it out of bounds. It's all good. Yeah. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
She hit it out of bounds. That's too bad for her, taking 3.
Hey, but Rob was right, man.
Yeah.
I played at I got invited to play down at Quail Hollow a couple of years ago. So I got invited by one of the richest guys in the country. I won't call his name. But anyway, I go to the golf course, and so the guy at the front, may I help you? I said, I'm here to play golf. I'm here to play with such and such. Can I see your ID? So now I should have had Nat Turner in my damn scorecard, because I'm furious. And so I hit the first 3 balls out of bounds.
Oof.
But I had that built up,
Yeah.
pressure in me, pissed off that I wasn't supposed to be there.
Yeah.
For the most part.
I have been accused of, like, if you're walking around the clubhouse or whichever, am I the goddamn cart girl? I don't look like a golfer. I don't look like a golfer to you.
Free pets.
They petting me. They think I'm the cart girl.
I can see Trish now. They pet her hair. Yes, I get you.
Robert, I gotta call you.
See,
It's-
y'all,
I'm
y'all good.
going through some things. I'm going through some things.
Y'all are good.
Manny, they
When
be
I go to
Manny, they
country
be
clubs,
petting
I
your
ask
hair.
them, huh?
They be petting your head.
That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. We ain't even gonna joke about that bullshit. That's ridiculous. I don't even like to talk about that shit. That's crazy. That's crazy. Let's finish this up because y'all about to piss me. I don't even
Oh
like it. I don't
no.
even like to talk about petting a grown person's hair. That's craziness.
It
You
is.
And I know it happens a lot. And I know it happens because they just like, oh, let me see, let me touch,
Right.
let me,
Can I feel it?
But we gotta nip that in the bud. Listen, people, it
Amen.
don't matter. You befriend somebody and then you can ask them. Don't go up to strangers and start petting them and ask your friend. If you don't have any black friends or Latino friends with different texture hair, then you don't get to touch or even know because you haven't reached out to try to expand your horizon and try to expand your circle. So,
Exactly.
don't be someone on the side wanting to know information, but you put no work in to befriend other people and other cultures. We do it all the time. Don't think
All the
twice
time.
about it. So if you're somewhere and you want to pet somebody, be a friend first. Then you can ask what's going on. It's ridiculous. No more passes for them. No more passes.
No more
No,
passes.
no more passes.
3, 2, 1.
And keep it pushing. Keep it pushing. All right, let's wrap this up. Any parting questions? Any parting answers? I'm gonna we're gonna start from the top. Big Sif.
Hey, young ladies, it was a pleasure. I can tell by the enthusiasm you guys are going to do great things. Who am I? The white shirt is Tori.
Yes.
Tori, good luck to you in your LPGA endeavors and your business. Aaliyah, what year are you again?
Junior.
You're junior. Good luck to you as well, and good luck to you guys in your midterms. Do well.
Yes.
For
Yes.
sure. All right, Miss Clarkscroft Life.
Ladies, thank you so much for coming on. I hate that Maria couldn't come on, but like I explained to you, the next time, whenever y'all have something coming up, or when y'all roll out with that business and y'all want to come on and speak about it, we'll definitely have you guys back on. But we wish you very well at school, very well in your golf career, and we look forward to seeing the next things coming for you guys.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
Very
Thank you.
nice. Robert, Elite Minds, parting words, brother.
Oh, it's just a breath of fresh air to see these ladies. They're on my left. So again, all of this is just warms my spirit, to be honest, and just to know that they act. My parting words is they have no idea yet. They have a little idea, but they don't have any true idea of what this relationship that they're forming together on this team is going to look like for them when they're 40 and 50 years old. Like this, to be able to have a teammate to go through life in these circumstances is such a blessing. And so that's really my parting words. It just warmed my spirit that when I came on and I saw you guys, I said, "Oh." And my daughter was like, "You know, only brother you know?" I was like, "Yeah, that's what I'm saying." Even and under, right?
That's where everyone thinks that.
36s.
Ooh, two girls?
Beautiful.
Two? You got two? Dang.
Exactly. And that
I
and
might
that
even look
and
at
that
that school. That's what she said.
see, that's dope. And that's gonna be my parting words. You two and three, really, because your peoples will be back and they'll be on. And anytime you guys again want to come on, it's all to the good.
Yes.
Yeah, you guys don't even know how powerful you are right now.
Yes.
Just I promise you, like his daughter seeing you, it's probably random daughters. It's like, wait a minute, okay.
Yeah.
I see the HBCU, I see the UNLV, I see they looking like me, and they with the business. They like you got to shoot, even. Even is good, under is better, and they're not playing around. And you guys are powerful, and I'm just glad we had you. I'm
Thank
glad you
you.
was able to come on for our breast
Yes.
cancer awareness month. We're doing the ladies, but we're doing strong ladies. It's just dope to have you. Please come on anytime. Yeah, you guys get the last words if you want to. The golf babes.
Well, thank you for having me on as a guest. It was really fun. I was a little nervous, but you guys once again made me comfortable.
That's
Don't
what
feel
we
like
do.
that.
We in the locker room.
That's the golf
We,
locker room.
yeah, we in the locker room. We're gonna keep it 100. We're gonna
Right, I
have to
love
keep it
that.
100
I love
as
that.
much as we can. We're gonna
We don't
keep
have
it
the codes.
100.
We don't have the code switching here.
Right.
No code switching. None of that.
No code
I have to
switching.
mess that
You
myself.
wanna read the room. You wanna be professional.
Right.
But we never want to do something out of feeling inadequate or fear. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? That's what I'm not with that bullshit. I'll be professional. I'll read the room, especially if I need something out of that room. But what I won't do is act in fear or act like I'm not supposed to be or I'm lesser than. That's not never gonna happen.
Right.
And that's how we're gonna lead that. And with
Oh,
that,
I have something to say.
oh, okay, wait, let's stop the baby. Hold on. You don't want to abort the baby. Let's go.
Damn.
I just wanted to say thanks for having us on as well. If you guys want, please follow Black Golf Babes.
Put the banner up. That's right.
I had to promote. I had to advertise our stuff. Please follow Black Golf Babes on Instagram. We also have TikTok. It's the same name. Facebook. It's the same name. And we love the support. Thanks for having us on. Maria was really sad that she couldn't join, but that's time.
Yeah, we'll pop
We'll
you
get her
back
on.
on anytime. When she gets back, you can just pop on. It's all to the good.
Yes.
Anytime. Like we say, if you look at our playlist, we done had HBCUs, we done had LPGA professionals. You family. Once you on the show, you've been in the golf locker room, you can always pop on and be like, hey, man, I need to sell this shirt. I need to come on for 10, 15 minutes and get this shirt off or get this tournament off. It's all good. We rich in love. We're rich in unity. And we're going to share these social media networks and get them all as big as possible to reach as many people as possible. You see the importance of it. You guys are trailblazers. You don't even know it, but you guys are hella trailblazers. And with that, we out. Let's go.
Let's go.